Welcome to the Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into my podcast once again. I wanted to check in. I'm doing this daily podcast, and it's been amazing, really, to be honest. It's helping me, so I hope it's helping you. I wanted to talk about this because I know, again, this is the last month of the first quarter of 2022, and this is a time where people kind of fall into a lull. They go back leaning onto their bad habits, whether it's, physical habits of you working out, whether it is working on your business and brainstorming new ideas. The high of Valentine's Day is over, so maybe in your personal relationship, that kind of falls a little to the wayside as well. But this is a time, I think, for people to really, this is a time for you to dig your heels in, before this new chapter starts, for you to really get down into what you need to do to improve different areas of your life. And I'm speaking to myself with this as well. The consistency for things. I'm so trying to get better with the consistency on my social media. I'm very consistent in my stories, but I want to be more consistent on my timeline. That's one of the things that I am truly working on. So I just started to do some house cleaning. And by house cleaning, I mean, I may have mentioned this in a previous podcast, but I've really been putting up boundaries between business and personal, because I know there's like this transitional time for a lot of these things. I don't want each one to flow into each other. And I know that's kind of hard for some people because a lot of my clients are truly my friends. But at the same time, we need to do business, And as this podcast grows, I find that I'm getting a lot of people searching for me on the web, especially places like LinkedIn, where my name will come up and people are friending me on Facebook that I have no clue who they are. And I know that you may be listening, and I thank you. But I am not going to be friending anyone on any personal pages, especially my personal Facebook, if I don't know you, if you're not a family member or I don't know you personally. Like a personal family member from back in the day, or, like a personal friend of the family from back in the day. You are welcome to follow my business pages, Onyx Queen Media, on everything pretty much. And you're welcome to follow those pages. You're more than welcome to follow me. There's no social media that I have that is set to private. All of them are public. So you can feel free to follow any of those. But yeah, I've been systematically breaking things down and compartmentalizing my life. And I think that this is the best time to do it. We now have been well versed in life since the pandemic has begun, and we are now kind of getting in the groove of remote meetings and remote events and digital content and all of that. So I want to make sure that I'm rolling with that, and I'm just grateful of how all these things are unfolding. But I also know that there are low times, and when I say low times, I mean not in a negative way, but kind of like the slower times, the more the lull starts to happen at this time of the year, especially with us, springing ahead. We're going to be changing our clocks, an hour forward coming this weekend. Yes, that's coming this weekend, you guys, if you didn't remember. So this weekend, remember to set your clocks forward. So we're going to lose an hour. So that's going to mess us up for a couple of days at least. That always messes me up. Actually, it messes me up for like, I don't even really get back in the groove until like a week or so. So I'm going to try to maybe do something different this year where I change my sleeping habits or patterns, a couple days before. So between today and tomorrow, before the actual time change goes down, I think I'm going to try to sleep, change my sleeping time a little bit so that I can be in the groove and not, feel weird. Because it's always weird. Like a few days later, a week later, I'm still kind of like, this hour, I'm feeling it, So I may do something a little different this year so that I don't feel like that lag, But, I want to encourage you to get out of that lull. If you are trying to create that content and it's just not coming together, maybe it's time to get into a collaboration. Maybe it's time to do something that you've never done before. If you're always doing the same type of content, maybe it's good to start doing a different type of content, maybe one that people are not used to seeing from you, to kind of spark up your enthusiasm about creating. Because I can tell you, creating content every day, not only for my business, just as Onyx Queen Media, but creating content for clients every day, it is exhausting. And I know some of my clients listen to this podcast. Just to let you guys know, it's exhausting. I enjoy it and I love it, but it is exhausting. Creating videos and editing those videos down, I absolutely love doing it. It's by no means a complaint, but it can be very taxing on your mind because you're constantly coming up with new concepts, and it can be very taxing just physically because you're constantly up and thinking and moving and shaking, and I still got to run errands in between. I still have to live life, and then putting all of those things together, it can be very exhausting. I absolutely I love it. I love what I do, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't make you tired, So I feel myself kind of slipping into a bit of a lull. So anytime I feel that, I'm like, okay, I need to do something to kind of spark up a little bit. And so that's what I have been doing. I'm delving into a different type of content than I used to be. You guys, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I'm doing some mini vlogs now. And that's something I've never done before in that type of format. So hopefully, you guys are enjoying them. And I think you guys are enjoying them because they're getting really good views and that sort of thing. So I'm glad that you guys are enjoying them. So yeah, mini vlogs have been really helping me out. I have a few of them fired off and ready to go, but to be honest, I haven't really pressed the button to upload. And I'm like, why? I create content all the time. I've been a content creator for many years. I've had, web shows and, that I've produced, web shows that I've been a host of and, all this sort of thing. Actually, that's how the podcast came to be, because that originally was a show that I had online for years, for I think over 5 years. I had The Queen's Lair, which was actually a show where I was on camera and I would play music and bring people on to talk about, the current events of the day. It was, it was cool. And I decided to, when the podcast game came into play, I decided to parlay that into, am I using parlay right? I haven't used that word in a long time, but I decided to fold it into the podcast type world, which was very much audio at the time. And now we're even seeing podcasts more and more with video, and I'll definitely be experimenting with that. Spotify definitely has options for that, and I want to say Apple is going to have something coming with that too, but I got to look more into that. But there's so many options now for digital creators, and I'm grateful for it, because I will definitely dabble in as many things as I can. I just can't do it all at the same time. So right now, my podcast has become, one of my main digital creative bags that I'm in right now. So I just want to encourage people. If you have that podcast that you want to start it. If you have that, piece that you want to write it. And you don't have to worry about, here, I got to get it written up and put in so-and-so magazine. Publish it yourself on your social media. You know what I'm saying? Type it out on Facebook and hit publish and, put a nice stock photo with it or a photo of yourself with it. Stop waiting for other people for you to get out of your slump. Stop waiting for the collab to pull you up out of that, non-creative mode. Do something different that you're not used to doing, right? And pull yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Pull yourself up. This is the time, because like I said, this time of the year is when people start falling off in all these different aspects. January 1st, ooh, new year, new me, all of that. And now we're 3 months after that and people start falling off. So start to look at the reasons why you're falling off, address that, and then come back out swinging, and that's what I have been really working on for myself. And I hope that this, mini word here spoke to somebody. But again, I really appreciate the support for this podcast. Pull yourself up out of that lull. You can do it. You can honestly do it. I don't care how busy you are. If you got time to be reading all the tea pages on Instagram and commenting on all the housewife business, you have time to create your own content and pull yourself up out of that slump. All right. So like, share, subscribe to this podcast, share it. And especially if you share the podcast, tag me on Instagram and I will repost you in my stories as a thank you. I really appreciate you guys. Follow me on social media at Onyx Queen Media on all socials. My Instagram is my most active social media account. And if you want to email me, please do. hello@onyxqueenmedia.com. Bye, you guys. Online savings simplified. Don't search for coupon codes ever again. With one click, Honey's smart shopping assistant will automatically apply discounts to your cart in seconds. Save on all your favorite things. Easily pay less for products you're already buying online. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Join Honey for free. It takes 2 clicks to add Honey to your Chrome, Safari, Firefox, or Opera browser. Find savings in seconds. While you shop, Honey will find working promo codes across the entire internet, and you save instantly. With one click, Honey will apply the best deals to your cart. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Get Honey. Download it today. Visit our link, www.tinyurl.com/ONYXHONEY. That's www.tinyurl.com/Onyx Honey. Start saving right now.